Hey, 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 here we are. We're live. It's been a few weeks, but we're live here on a different day of the week. And my camera is at such an angle now, I've got to really look across to look directly at the camera. Here we are. Welcome to another live stream. It's Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube here to help you with tech for content creation. And today, I just wanted to catch up and hang out with the subscribers, the viewers out there. It's been a few weeks. I think the last stream that I did was the pre-Niman live stream we did a couple of weeks ago. So I really want to touch base. We didn't stream last week and I didn't stream yesterday, which would have been the normal time. This time yesterday would have been a normal time, but we didn't do it. But today, here we are. So hopefully everyone's coming in to the chat. Let's get the early birds right now. A big shout out to Rodney B. Hunt, moderator in the house. Rap also in the house. Rap was in my comments yesterday communicating a few things, so you've made it to the stream. He was asking me when I was going to stream, and here we are, we're streaming. Our little Autobot Bottissimo is belatedly welcoming people to the stream. A little bit slow off the mark there, but here we go. Here we go indeed. So how's everybody's week being? Visual Snaps is in the house. Welcome, Visual Snaps. Visual Snaps gives some good tips and tutorials for filmmaking. It's I subscribe to Visual Snaps. Okay, Battissimo is getting a little bit quicker on the welcomes now. Yes. Excuse me if I happen to sneeze in the middle of the stream. I'll try and mute that if I can. I think it's a change of weather here. It's tickling my nose a bit. Let me have a sip of water. So if I disappear off screen, that's what's happening. Letting people flow in. I really feel like I'm going to sneeze. Let people flow into the stream just as people are coming in. Let me know if that background music is good or too loud, or people probably can't hear it at all. I'm going to give a shout out to the last 4 subscribers to the channel, which is just sitting there above my head right now. Let's go to that one. I really do feel like I'm going to sneeze. All right. Malik Nadim. Nawaz is the most recent subscriber. Wizardly HD. Little Crafts Creations by Michelle. And Ryan Trinier. The last 4 subscribers to the channel. A big welcome to those people if you happen to be in here or on the replay. Thank you very much for subscribing. Alright. I think I'm going to go step away for a second and blow my nose, because I just feel like I'm going to sneeze every second. And let me answer Rap's question. What are we doing today? Today is a subscriber Q&A hangout, and we might look at a couple of channel impressions from myself. That's what's on the queue today. Anything that comes up in the Q&A, of course, we will discuss. That is the plan. All right. Visual Snap says music is great, so that's good. I'm really going to go. I'm going to just step away for 1 second and we'll be right back. I have returned. Let's get back to the chat here because it's been ticking over while I've been away for a second there. Beanie Draws is in the house. Welcome, Beanie. Good to see you back in the house. Popping in for a quick hello. Visual Snap says, how many cards do you add per video? That's a great question. You know, I only add as many cards as necessary now. I think there's a limit of like 4 or 5. If you talk about the little iCards that go up in the top corner. If it's a short video, you probably don't want to put too many in anyway. But I usually, if I refer to another video, then I'll definitely drop that in. And I think you can do about 5 total, 4 or 5 total. So, you know, use as many as you need. So it doesn't matter if you use all 4. But if it's a really short video, I probably wouldn't put too many in because it just sort of bamboozles the viewers if they've got like one after another, after another, after another. So one thing I don't see people use cards for a lot for is polls. You can actually do polls in cards, which most people use them to link out, which I think is a fair use. I think in my last video, the rant video, I linked out to a Brian G. Johnson video on the same topic. So, and that's all I did in that. Sometimes I don't use cards at all, but I always use my end cards. And my end cards, if you want to talk about end cards, I'll do my subscribe button below. I'll have one up on this side. That'll pop up straight away. And lately I've been putting myself over here for a little bit of a talkie. And then when that disappears, I replace it with another. So I'll have like a best for viewer. And then probably a link to a playlist is what I've been doing probably the last 3 or 4 videos. Anyway, that's my card and end card strategy from beginning to end. Beanie is more lurking than anything today. He's on his phone. He can't really interact in the chat much. It's harder to moderate from a phone, I can tell you that for sure. Let's see. Visual Snap says, I've noticed that YouTube live stream chats don't work too well in mobile. Yeah, I don't have any issues, but I use mine on iPad and iPhone, so I don't have any issues with the chat itself. It's if you have to moderate, you have to sort of tap and do things. You can't at people as easily. It doesn't pop up if you start typing it in like it does on browser. So it's one of those things. The keyboard covers most of the chat. Yes, yes. If you start wanting to respond, for sure, it comes up over half the screen, particularly on a phone. All right, let's see. Chuckin is in the house. G'day, he says. Welcome. Rap says, how to add cards on a video. Well, once you've uploaded, you go into Creative Studio and all the options that you get. There's like edit and different things and closed captions and end cards. There's one for doing cards. You go in there and then you find the spot in the video when you want to put the card, and then you add a card, link it to the video that you're linking out to or whatever the link out is, and that's it. So you have to like navigate to the part in the video where you want it to pop up, and then you put it in. So yeah, all done in the all done in Creative Studio. If you got to do it on a mobile device, I'm not quite sure. I do everything on computer when it comes to Creative Studio, so I very rarely do stuff in the back end on my Creative Studio app. I just use that for like comments and stuff. Yeah, Beanie says you can use cards strategically to bring attention to other videos. That's exactly right. And you know, you can have something pop up, people might notice it, but if you refer to it and say in the card right now, which is, you know, what most people do these days, and sort of it alerts people that, hey, there's a link there, I can go look at something else. No self-promotion in chat. Yeah, it's all about, you know, it's all about the stream and what's happening in the stream. It's not about promoting yourself. We don't, unless the stream is called "Come and Promote Yourself" stream, then self-promotion is sort of frowned upon in most people's streams. But that being said, it's a big hello to WolfShadow57. If you're still hanging in the chat, a big hello to you. Thank you for joining us. I like to remember to change the scenes up every now and then. Benny says, I wish they'd let you link to specific sites. You can only link to merch sites in the cards, it seems. Yeah, you have to link to one of the approved sites like Patreon and stuff, and you can link to your own website if you've got it linked up and approved in the back end. So if you have your own website, you can do that as well. You've got to embed a code. I did it before I got it disabled because of my status not being in the YouTube partner program yet. So it doesn't really work for me at the moment anyway. Beanie says, I'm trying to find an alternative charger for my iPad. It's not charging at all at the moment. That's always fun. And it's always, is it the thing I always think is like, is it the charger part, or is it something wrong with the cable? That's always the fun part to work out, because you usually got the two parts. And iPads usually suck a little bit more juice, particularly if they're like the iPad, one of the iPad Pros. They need a certain wattage. I'm just looking around to see if I have any chargers handy that I can hold, because that thing I held up wasn't a charger. No, not handy. So yeah, pop your questions in the chat. I'm going to pop up a poll. We're going to briefly discuss the elephant in the room of YouTube for this week, which a lot of people have commented on, done videos on, and had a bit of a chat in social media about. We'll maybe cover it briefly in just a second. I'm going to put a poll up. People can participate in the poll in the chat when we do that in just a moment. Beanie says, in one of my videos, I want to link to some charity organisations on the end card, but I had to limit it to the video description. Yeah, when it's like a third-party site, there's not a lot you can do in regards to linking out. Apart from the description, of course. 1 second. Visual Snaps has advanced to a level 1. Batissimo has a little tracking system built in for streams that as you participate in the stream, you sort of do like a leveling up, so to speak. So you gain levels, and then later on, it can mean something like prizes or different things that you can implement those in the stream. So let me have a quick look at my Batissimo thing here. Yeah, it's got all the people who have been on since I've activated Batissimo in different streams. I can see when they were last in the chat, and I can see how many messages they've done and how many what they call coin or points that they earn just for participating in the chat. So you're just hanging out in the chat. And just some silent little points and levels in the back end, and they will do something wonderful in the future when we decide what we can actually do with those things. So have a bit more of a think about how we can implement those. But in the meantime, just participating will help you accrue. I can see that Beanie is on level 2 already. Chokin is on level 2. Cricket, who's not here, is on level 1. I'm on level 1 just for my minimal participation in chat, because I'm not typing in chat all the time. Hyper Shiva is on level 2. Even Miss Frizzle is on 1. Pam is on 1. Rav is on 2. Fantastic Joe's on level 1, and Vigard is on level 2 from some of those people from previous streams. So I don't think this is refreshed. I can't see visual snaps in here. Let me just refresh that. If I can figure out how to refreshing. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't doesn't update my list in real time. I'll hit refresh next time and then it will work. Alright, here we go. Yeah, visual snaps is in there now, so I know it's up to date. Alright, back to the chat. I'm getting distracted again by the bells and whistles. Elephant in the room. We'll get to that in a moment. Time to spam. Yeah, don't spam chat for the sake of points because they don't really get you anything at the moment. But I'm tracking them. I'm tracking participation. It's all about participation. Jogan says, I actually got out of bed when I realised it was a stream. Yeah, and I'm coming at you at a different day and a different time, so, you know, what can you do? I just wanted to get it out there because it's been a few weeks and I wasn't able to stream yesterday, which would be my normal day for streaming. I had visitors in the house, so I couldn't stream, so I wanted to come at you, even for a short time today, just to say, hey, I'm still here, I'm still alive. I know that a couple of some of the bigger streamers like Nick Nimmin and that have been off for a few weeks because Nick's been travelling. Even Brian G. Johnson hasn't been on for the last couple of weeks. People I moderate for, so I've had like a bit of a break, so it feels like a little bit like a holiday for me as well. So me having a holiday, I don't want to sort of take too long off from streaming because I want to connect with you guys out here in YouTube land. And Ronnie says, now I need to chat, LOL, to get in on this. Yeah, participate in the chat. That's all you have to do. Beanie says, so rankings roll over. Yeah, it just accumulates over time, so you don't like lose it from stream to stream. It keeps adding up. Visual Snap says, I'll ask all my questions in one-word bursts. Trying to, what's it called? Game the system. Ronnie says, the streams have been lacking some lately. Yeah, they've been a little bit quieter. I made that comment on Discord last night, actually, that it's been a bit quiet for streams lately. And when the big ones like Nick Nimmin and Brian G. Johnson aren't streaming, it's sort of, you really notice it. I know I've been in, I know Dan at Creative Fundamentals, who jumps in these streams sometimes. He's been streaming on his Wednesday night streams still. I know Andrew Can does his every 2 weeks. He was on Thursday night. So all these guys, all good guys to jump in on. A lot of them do channel reviews or channel impressions from time to time from different angles. I know Andrew Can's very good at those. He can really nut down on you know, maybe talking about what the viewer's looking for from your channel. So I think I like some of the value that Andrew Can brings to some of the reviews. Everybody has their own flavour when it comes to doing channel reviews, so you always get something different from different people because they're looking at different aspects of people's channels. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on to that topic. Yeah, Nick Nimmin hasn't been streaming because he's been away in Armenia. He's probably arriving back in Thailand as we speak, probably in the next day or so. He was transiting through Doha last night, coming back from Armenia to Thailand. So he's over there he did a speaker at a conference, and then he did a 7-day, get this, a 7-day workshop for young creators, young YouTubers. So that's pretty powerful. So 7-day workshop. So he's like working with them one-on-one as a small group. So I'm looking forward to hearing all about that because I think that's going to be some exciting stuff. So I'm really happy for Nick being able to get out and do that, go to another country and run a 7-day training. That's pretty amazing. I'm pretty pumped about that. Michael Thurberger's back. He was here in the before the stream started. He's so happy to be here. So welcome. Roberta had a stream the other day. Yeah, I just finished watching that replay last night before I went to bed. Roberta's, if I don't catch them live, I tend to catch them on the replay. And because they're so long, it might take me a couple of viewing sessions to get through the whole stream. Sometimes I just have it on while I'm doing housework. Yeah, have a listen. I'd like to just consume the things that Roberta has to say. The scroll's starting to move up, so I'm going to make sure I get stuff before it goes off the screen here. Rap says, I want to make a banner for my channel, but it's too small. Now, I've got a video on my channel which is all about the sizing and the positioning of all your elements on your banner to make it fit. So if you look in my channel list, it's called it's one of the first videos on my channel. It's something to do. It's the word channel art is in the title. I can't remember the exact title. It gives you the dimensions. Even has a link in the description to the official YouTube template for channel banners. It shows you all the safe areas where to put the text and everything. And I go over all that in my video as well. I think in that video I'm using the software GIMP as an example, but you can do it in Photoshop. You can do it in I have subsequently done it in Canva. Use that as a template to build everything on top of, so that you can fit everything in on browser, on mobile devices. So my recommendation is go check out that video. There's also the link for the template. So once you've got the template, you go the right dimensions and you upload that to YouTube. Once it's finished, then everything should line up if you follow all the instructions in the video. If you carefully study the template, know where everything gets cut off, then you should be right. So Beanie wanted to watch Andrews, but he wasn't ready to be social. That's fair enough, Beanie. I was lurking on that. I was a lurking moderator on that one. Because I was working. I was actually somewhat busy at work that day, so I was doing my thing. Good old Battissimo. Rodney's reached level 1. Nice. Beanie says, I imagine Nick recorded a lot of documentary kind of video. I hope he has. I know I've just seen what he's been posting on Instagram, and from what I can see, he's looked like he's had a pretty good time of it. Had a really good working with these young creators one-on-one for YouTube stuff. So, I'm pretty excited to see what he comes back with, because knowing Nick, he's filmed some stuff for us. He's filmed some stuff. He's going to share it. Rodney says, where is the workshop? It was in Armenia, which is a country up it's part of the old Russian Federation, I think. It's sort of up in there, Armenia, sort of north of the Middle East, sort of below Russia somewhere in that middle sort of Euro-Asia sort of region. I don't know exactly where, but it's up there somewhere. Cricket is in the house. Welcome, Cricket. Lurking is fun. Yeah, I like to lurk. I lurk in some streams. Cricket says she's about to stream using Streamlabs OBS. See, I use a Mac, so I don't have opportunity. They're very discriminatory to Mac users because they haven't put out a Mac version yet. I know Nick is all in on Streamlabs OBS for some reason. I'm happy using regular OBS. I still use some of the Streamlabs features as browser plugin overlays. So it's all happening. Leadership with Mike is in the house. He says, hey guys, only here for a minute. Want to say sup. Thanks for popping by. Leadership with Mike. Cricket says, so happy I don't have to skip a Saturday with y'all. Y'all. Time to change this view up a bit. Let's go back to, let's try this one for a minute. Just keeping up with the chat here now. It is pumping now. Everyone's saying hi and sup to Mike from Leadership with Mike. Beanie says you can sneakily see who's lurking via the active participants list. Well, that's true. I haven't done that for ages. I haven't looked at the participants list in quite a while. I used to do that a lot back in the early days. Oh, cricket was... Oh, you're going to talk about that, what happened with iTunes. Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be... That's an interesting story. Okay, Jokenhead says Slobs is in, which is Streamlabs OBS, is in heavy development and has a lot of bugs. Yeah, because they basically took OBS at a certain point, and it was just before they added some new features, and then they just like it was like it branched off OBS, and then they started building their own stuff on top of it. So then they had to sort of like replicate some of the newer stuff that OBS has added, and they're really going pretty gung ho with customizing it right down to their Streamlabs, all their Streamlabs features, and adding those in. So I don't get a chance to play with that sort of thing because I don't have a Windows machine to test it all on. So I'll stick with traditional OBS. Thank you. I am very happy with traditional OBS, even though I do use Streamlabs in the back end for some of the overlays and stuff. Cricket says I don't talk that way. I think you mean the y'all. Yeah, this is a bit of Visual Snaps is waiting for Batissimo to rank him up. It's gonna be happening. It's gonna be happening. Raprap says, "Dude, channel grading. It's been a while." Well, as you can see on the title of the stream and the thumbnail, it does say impressions. So we will get to that very soon. We should get to the poll because the poll is going to address that elephant that I was talking about just before, and we'll get to that in just a second. Cricket says that Slobs is crazy. I'm pretty sure the setup would be buggy the first time. Yeah. I have to make sure we stop by and check that out. I haven't seen it in action unless Nick's been using it in the back end and I haven't noticed, but I want to see it in action with some of the overlays in place. Alright, the elephant in the room this week has been the, and I'll put a drama regarding the sub feed. That is the elephant in the room that I'm talking about, and so I thought I would whack up a poll. Let's do a poll, the poll of the day. Before I do the poll, let me just check. This camera's working. Yes, it is. I just threw in an extra camera. It's a little bit laggy because it's coming through an add-on to OBS, which is for using cameras on an iPhone or an iPad as a webcam, and it's like an add-on for OBS, and you have to buy the app, which I didn't realize when I bought the app that the iPhone actually had to be, I should look at the camera, that the iPhone actually had to be physically connected via USB. I thought it was just going to like work over the Wi-Fi networks like some other apps that are out there, and so I forked out like $14 or whatever it was for this app, and then after I paid for it I realized that's what it was. But it seems to work alright. It was a little bit laggy when I first cut to it. It was like a little bit behind. Just looking to see. My lip sync's not too bad. But anyway, yeah, I got this extra camera. So yeah, extra cam, like high cam. It's because it's higher up. Anyway, let's go to the poll. I just thought I'd go to that because on the poll we're also using that camera up in the corner, and the poll is all about the sub feed drama. And the question is, did you buy into the sub feed drama? And the options are number 1, yes, YouTube should leave it alone. Number 2, no, YouTube are not stupid, they will do the right thing. And number 3, what drama? So if you're oblivious and you don't know what we're talking about, vote number 3. So you can see how to vote there. In the chat, you type !poll space and then the number of the option you'd like to vote for. You can do that right now in the chat until the poll is finished. Even if the poll's not on the screen, you can certainly put your vote in. I'll leave it up there so people can see. Yeah, people are voting now. I can see the votes coming in. They'll update on the screen eventually. Okay, so to vote, you see these. I put the little instruction at the bottom after last time. To vote, type !poll followed by the number. So it's like, oh no, it's not poll, it's vote. Oh, it's not poll, it's vote. It's !vote. I put the wrong instructions in there. Look at this. That's what I get for doing that before the stream without paying attention. Let me fix that right now on live on stream. So anybody who did poll instead of vote, you can vote again. It's vote. There we go. Let me fix that up. Fixing up on the fly. There we go. That's what happens when you do last minute changes before you start streaming. You don't get the details correct. !vote. Now the vote's coming in and they're recording. So remember, you only vote once. Only vote once. Okay, the drama we're talking about is the social media storm surrounding a throwaway comment from YouTube, Team YouTube on Twitter regarding the sub feed. And they said they were experimenting with sub feed being personalized for people rather than chronological order. And then people were panicking and carrying on, and it led to some videos by various channels, including H3H3, which is very, which sort of fed the drama, basically fed the drama about the sub feed. So that's pretty much what we were talking about in regards to the sub feed drama. I did a rant video on it. I don't know. I was getting a bit annoyed, so I decided to record a rant in my car. So that's what I did, and that went up, I think, in the last about a day and a half ago. So if you want to check that out, it's the most recent video in my channel, apart from this stream, of course. And it says rant on the thumbnail, so you'll see it. And I touch on the main points. I don't know if I articulated myself as well, but the interesting thing is as I was recording that in my car on the way to work on Friday, and after I got to work is when Brian G. Johnson put out his video on the same subject, and he basically articulated it so much better than I could. So that's why I added a little bit to the end of my video with a link to Brian's video where I discussed where he discussed the whole drama element of it, and I basically, it was a rant. So you're just having a bit of a vent rather than the usual excuse me, rather than the usual sort of, when I do like YouTube news videos, I usually just sort of talk about the facts, talk about what was said, talk about what a post said, talk about what YouTube was saying about something or other. I don't usually get into editorializing a lot of that information. I just like to sort of get it out there and communicate it to people. So this is a little bit different. So it's my first sort of rant, I guess you could say. So I called it a rant because I didn't have a better word for it. So it was sort of me. I was commenting on the fact that I thought that it was all an overreaction, really, and people were and some people were jumping and making videos to basically cash in for the views and for the attention. And then, as Brian G talked about in his video, what that does is also feeds the drama itself, so it blows it up bigger than what it was before. And I guess the fact that I made a video on it and Brian G made a video on it means that we probably got sucked into the drama itself as well. So, you know, you can look at it all sorts of ways. Hey, it's YouTube. Now back to the chat. We'll come back to the poll results shortly. Let me get back to a camera that works. Here we go. And looking back at the chat right now. Actually, do I still have the chat mode? Oh, here we go. I'm gonna put the chat up on the screen, which I don't do often because of chat replay. But anyway, I need to go back a little bit here on the chat. YouTube subfeed drama. People are voting. Cool. People talk about H3H3. Yep. Hey, I never really get into. I'm not a big fan of H3H3. I don't really usually watch their stuff. Like I didn't even, you know, a lot of people like to watch Philip DeFranco and stuff. Like I watch his videos occasionally. I'm not even subscribed to any of these guys. So I'll look at something if it's newsworthy. Sometimes I watch Philip DeFranco if there's something of topic of interest in that particular episode. Otherwise, I don't bother. Mandy NRG says YouTube needs to butt out. Their suggestions and recommendations are not good too often. Yeah, because they already have a recommendation section, so they're already saying, hey, we think you might like these videos. So they're already doing that in the recommendation section. So as you say, like I agree, I don't think they need to change anything in the sub feed. I like it in chronological order myself, but as they mentioned in follow-up stuff, they say, you know, even if we implement some of this stuff, you'll still get the option to keep it as chronological, so nothing will change. So you have the option to have one or the other. You won't get locked out of the whole chronological order thing. I really I started reading. I was mid-sentence and I started reading comments and I just zoned out. Sorry about that. Visual Snap says cashing in the drama views. Yeah, even I guess I have, but it's not like I'm getting huge amounts of views from that particular video. Yeah, Rodney says tired of some people trying to start drama. Yeah, I'm not into starting drama. Like if there's something to discuss and if YouTube does something we don't like, I'm more than open for people to discuss it, and I'm happy to jump in and give my opinion on those things as well. But you know, I'm not into the whole sky is falling, YouTube, you know. So that if you react before you have all the facts, sort of reaction. So Cricket, this is the interesting one. Cricket says I have to click off. I get anxiety when driving, moving cars video. It's a good thing I don't make too many videos driving in my car. Although I do have a dash cam channel, but it's not me being recorded. It's, you know, stuff happening out on the road. But that's a different story. Yeah. Watch it with your eyes closed, Cricket. That's one way to do it. And the audio wasn't that good in the car because it was just coming off my action camera, and I didn't have myself mic'd up, which in hindsight I would have done. That's the other thing. The audio later in the video when I'm not in the car is a lot better. Visual Snap says BRB. Jokin says people want changes, but they don't want changes. YouTube can't win. But yeah, and the thing is, I think I made the comment in my video as well. YouTube often experiment in the background on stuff all the time that you don't know about. They're doing little tests of things that don't affect anything visually. You know, they're testing reporting options and different things. People don't need to know about any of that stuff. Yeah, once something is going to be implemented, that's when people need to know. Or at a stage where people give feedback. But they do a lot of testing in the background, like constant. They do thousands of tests a year on different elements of YouTube, that you would never notice or you would never find out about. So that's an interesting thing to know as well. The Cricket says, Philly D's latest video is trending and it's a major feel-good story about an Aussie man. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I like Aussie men. I am an Aussie man. It made it to the trending page. Philip DeFranco makes it to the trending page more often than you think. I do see the little trending mark on quite a lot of his videos. Not everyone, because he's put one out every day, but anyway. Official Snaps is back. Cricket says, also panic when people are out alone in nature because I'm watching bears for bears attacking. The good thing is in Australia we don't have bears, so that's a bonus. So we don't have that issue here, unless you talk about koala bears, but then they generally don't attack. Rap says he was on Professor Nez's live stream earlier and he saw my notification. Oh no, I stole a viewer from Professor Nez. I'll have to go apologise to him. Professor Nez is the top guy. I'm a subscriber of Professor Nez. He's pretty awesome. Old school YouTubers seem to hate the algorithm. Yeah, there's so many algorithms. I don't, when people say, "Oh, the algorithm," I go, well, "Which one are you talking about?" Well, I'm a new school YouTuber. I haven't been at it that long, so I'll roll with the punches, as they say. So many animals can kill you. True. I wouldn't like to be walking in the bush in Africa, I can tell you that. Joking. When koalas attack. Yes. There's a fictitious feral koala and it's called a drop bear. And they're very vicious. But they're not real, so... Ronnie says, you guys have insects and snakes that will kill you dead, though. Yeah, well, a couple of snakes that are pretty deadly. Like, we have the taipan, we have the black... What's it called? Is it eastern black or eastern red? There's a red belly black snake. There's a few that are very up there in the top 5 or 10 poisonous snakes in the world. We have them, like the taipan and the black snakes, the red belly black snakes. Insects, not so much. We don't really have unless you're talking about wasps or something you're allergic or something, or a bee. Insects aren't so bad. We do have some stingers, like in the ocean, like blue bottles and irriganges. But most people are usually just stung and get treated. It doesn't kill too many people these days. Algorithm is the new dance craze from Brazil. Visual Snaps asks, do you know how to get into Players Club in Nick's Discord server? I do know the answer to that. Let me talk about that for a second. If you're a member of Nick's Discord, which probably most people here are, because we're all from Nick's community, really. Nick's Players Club is... The only way you get into that is if Nick invites you in. That's basically it. It's not really... Like, if you become... Like myself, if you become known to Nick like I am, like someone like who's someone's not a moderator, like 30-day reviews, or a couple of others in there. Names are eluding me, but yeah, 30-day reviews is a good example. He's very regular in Nick's. Before all the Discord thing, he was very regular in Nick's chat, and a regular. He's probably had some other interaction with Nick as well in the past. So he was known to Nick, and Nick just known him long enough to say, "Hey, come into the Players Club." And to be honest, not much happens in the Players Club. It's just more general discussion, conversation as you get in the discussion group. It's just that there's probably a few less people and a lot less activity at the moment. That's about it. So there's nothing really special about the Players Club. It's just less people are able to get in there. So there's nothing mysterious or special about it. But yeah, that's all up to Nick. Mods don't have a say in sort of the Players Club thing, really, unless Nick says, "Hey Doug, go put such and such in the Players Club," then I can do that. But I don't usually make that decision until Nick says, "Hey, yeah, that's cool, let's do it." That's pretty much the answer. Rap says he was chased by a snake a few weeks ago. Yeah, that would freak me out. Snakes are not my thing. Like, I don't mind spiders and stuff, insects. Yeah. Snakes, get me out of there. No way. Oh, terrible. Cricket says, I've been around Nick since 2016. Yeah, I think I subscribed to Nick when he was about between 20 and 30,000 subs, so it was like about a year and about March, April last year, 2017. So cricket's been around longer than I have. It's boring chat, nothing too special. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet lately in Players Club. Nothing much happens in there at all. So don't think that it's anything special. Visual snaps. Don't think you're missing out on anything, because there's more going on out in all the other stuff, in all the other channels. To be honest. Jokin says there's an element of just wanting to be in something exclusive, even if you don't know what it is. Well, that's true. Like, I understand that for sure. Visual says Jokin should totally be in the Players Club. There's probably a few people that should totally be in the Players Club, I think. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with Nick's Discord, see what direction it goes. Because Nick's been away, he's been very... he hasn't been in the Discord at all. Even when he's at home, he's like just pops in and out, has a bit of a look, see what's going on, and pops out. So he's a busy man. I understand why he's not in there. I know Dee's in there more often than Nick is, so... It's more for the community than for people to try to connect with Nick himself, because, I understand, and I totally understand that Nick's a very busy man. He's making videos. He's hosting numerous podcasts, not only for, he doesn't even have podcasts associated with his own channel. He does the Business of Video podcast with Owen Video. He does a podcast for... what's that channel called? The one that Jeremy Vest runs, VidPower. VidPower, that's the one I'm thinking of. He does stuff for them. He does other non-YouTube related podcasts. He does consulting. He does other work behind the scenes, paid work. So he's what do you call his full-time job, which is based around his YouTube channel, but it's not just making YouTube videos. So he's pretty busy, and he's just been away to do a 7-day training with young YouTubers in Armenia, of all places. Most people would have to look on a map to find out where Armenia was. All right, back to the chat. Cricket says she remembers when Tube Ritual was only just a few hundred. I started a channel, then another channel, then got burned out, so I lost my job, freaked out. But been there, yeah, back again. Yes. There's a lot happening in Tube Ritual's pretty huge now. It's like getting up towards, I think, 10,000 members or something crazy. I can't remember what it was last time I looked. I think it was at least 8. So it's cranking along, Tube Ritual. I like Tube Ritual's probably the group on Facebook for me. Yeah. I need segment ideas. Nick's news segment. Let's go back and have a look at the poll for a second. I think everybody voted. I think it was like 50-50. 3 votes yes, 3 votes no, no votes for what drama? So most people were aware of the drama. So that's interesting. We might come back to that later. I don't know if people are going to vote if I don't actually refer to it and put it up on the screen. But yeah, we're 50-50. And remember, there's also an option in this poll where I can, if there was a winning poll, I could click the button, pick a winner, and then I would pull somebody who voted for that answer as a winner for a prize. But of course, we're not doing that because there's no prize unless it's a channel impression. Let's see. Back to this. They really need to be able to sort this by... It's sorted alphabetically. Nobody has progressed beyond level 2. Batissimo tells me everybody's sort of somewhere between 0 and 2. Nobody has progressed to level 3. Interesting. While I had it up, I thought I'd check. Rodney's just reached level 2, of course. Level me up. Level me up. Oh, I haven't thrown in too many sound effects today. I just looked down and saw my stream deck here with some sound effects. Let's do some promotion before we get and move to maybe some other segments of the show, because we've been talking for a little while. We've been sharing any more Q&A questions. Make sure you pop them in the chat. We'll address them as they come up, which is what we always do. Now, if you're interested, the first thing I want to promote, I'm going to throw it in the chat right now, is Morning Fame. Rodney's a big supporter of Morning Fame, I know. Morning Fame, I refer to it as my YouTube coach, because every time I post a video, 24 hours later, I get a report telling me how that video is going. If I log into Morning Fame, it gives me workshops and tells me what I should be doing more of, what I should be concentrating on more of for my channel, what videos to make, which ones are doing good, which ones are so-so, which ones are not really performing the way they should. So Morning Fame, just as a coaching and training tool, is pretty awesome. But now, if you go the full package, you also get the keyword research tool, which is a game changer. I think it's one of the best tools for SEO and keywords that's out there that I've found myself. So Morning Fame, you got the coaching element, you got the keyword element. If you buy the whole package together, you get access to everything all the time. If you go the basic package, you get the coaching part and very limited access to the keyword tool. So yes, that's Morning Fame. There's a link I've put there. That's a link. It's an invitation code, but it's out of beta now, so you can sign up without it. But if you use that, then that just tells Morning Fame that I referred you. So it is an affiliate link, as you could say. And if you sign up using my affiliate link, they send me a thank you for letting people know, for inviting you in. Spreading the word. So yeah, Morning Fame. So yeah, the keyboard tool, I think I used it in a stream a few weeks ago. I used it as part of the Morning Fame keyword tool when I was doing some channel impressions. I don't typically do that for channel impressions mostly, but that week I did. Every so often I will do that and look at what Morning Fame has to say about your channel, and maybe help out with some keywords for some videos when we really want to do a deep dive. But of course we're not doing that this week. Let's see what people have to say here. Cricket got mentioned in Brian's book, Tube Ritual. That's volume 1. I still need to buy that book. I haven't bought it yet. I haven't read it yet. I need to buy it. It's on my list. Cricket broke Morning Fame. Oh no. Hopefully Nick, yeah. get a hold of Nico. He can help you out because he's very proactive on that sort of stuff. Yeah, Rodney's got some good, if you ever want to know how to use the keyword tool, Rodney's got some tutorials on his channel on using the keyword tool for Morning Fame. And yes, so that's Morning Fame. Seeing we're in the promotional section, let's just keep going with the promotional section. I really need to promote this more, and I'm working on this. You can sign up for my email list. At the moment, I have one person on my email list, but you can sign up for my email list at that link. Hopefully, it's a Google link, but hopefully it still works. That gets you on my alert email. I don't really send out a lot, so I'm not spam. I never spam people with that. At some point, I'll get myself organized with a lead magnet and offer something in exchange for that email address. But if you just feel so inclined to want to be on my e-newsletter list and get an occasional email from me, I might let you know if I'm posting a very important video or something like that. You can sign up at that link. So I thought I would share that. I don't share that too often. It is in all my descriptions, but soon I'm going to point that in the direction of having a lead magnet to attract more email names. If you're on my email list, if you don't, you know, in the future you may use that in place of people getting or not getting YouTube notifications. You know, there's all these wonderful things. Welcome to the stream, Master Apprentice. And the other thing I'll promote, I've got a few more things to promote, but I'll only do one more for now. I'll promote this one. This is my website, which is basically like it's more of a blog page. I post all my videos there. I haven't posted my last couple yet. I'm a little bit behind on that. But yeah, it's my all my contacts, everything, all the stuff I talk about, like Morning Fame, Tube Buddies, linked up there. I do link up all my live stream archives on a page there as well. There's different things there. So that's my website. It's a little WordPress website, which I will build on as we grow the channel. We'll build the website as well. So I thought I'd share that I've got that website as well. And it'll probably, if you go there the first time, it'll probably pop up a little join my email list sort of pop-up thing anyway. So no more promotions right now. All right. Cricket says, I'm getting in some makeup for my stream and making coffee. It is slow to build everything, dude, but progress. I'm the same. Have all accounts and some integrated. Yeah, it's like building. It's like building. Just sometimes you just got to concentrate one thing at a time, whether it's the YouTube part or then you sort of think about, oh, okay, how can I use Twitter better? How can I use Instagram? Like Instagram's my newest. Like I have had Twitter and Facebook for a while. I could do more with those. Instagram, I'm trying to Instagram a bit. I should Instagram sort of around when I live stream a little bit more. I've done photos of my setup here and different things like that on Instagram. So yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. Of course, all that's coming up on the ticker here. They're all pretty much Doug Hewson YT, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. So they're all happening there. Car Galaxy Studios is in the house. Welcome. He's back from TO, which is tonight only. Well, I understand Saturday night people are out and about doing stuff on their Saturday evening. We're heading later into the evening, so people will probably start getting home from their nights out or their dinners or their movies or whatever they're doing on their Saturday night. But certainly not everyone sitting here waiting for me to stream, that's for sure. Rap says you're late. Yes, you tell him Rap. Okay, we're going for an hour, so, we're an hour in. Tio's Toronto. Ah. Toronto. One of my favourite Canadian cities. Not that I've been there. I haven't been to Canada at all. Canada, Vancouver, they're the ones that sort of stick in my mind. But I know, there's other wonderful cities in Canada. Canada is a wonderful place. Part of the Commonwealth, yes. We beat Canada at the recent Commonwealth Games, but hey, we beat everybody. We hosted, so we had a home ground advantage. Let's get back to the ticker. Cricket says she was out all day. It was 89 degrees. That sounds nice and warm. 89 degrees. I can never do the math in my head from Fahrenheit to Celsius, so but I know 89 is sort of nice. That's a nice temperature. I think half the time I spent in America, my trips that I've been to the US, a lot of them were sort of late November, early December in Dallas, Fort Worth area, and so it was quite brisk. Nights below zero, frost on the ground. I think one time we landed at Dallas, Fort Worth, and they had an ice storm or a blizzard or something, and there was like snow and ice all over the ground. We came out of the airport and it was cold. Standing on the curb waiting for our pickup, it was crazy. But yeah, here in Brisbane, we're coming in. Winter starts in about a week, and it's still quite nice. Like I'm still sitting here in a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. It's a little bit brisk outside today. It's overcast. It's a little bit cold. But even still, it's quite pleasant. We don't get below zero or below freezing pretty much ever. It would be unusual if we did. We don't get snow. We don't get any of that. So yeah, we're a moderate sort of subtropical climate here in Brisbane. So it's always a bit of a change when you go to a climate like. It's really odd because Dallas in summer it's really hot, and in winter it can get really cold if you get like a blizzard or something come through. So I've been there most of the time in that November December time, or I think one time we went it was like late September, so it was a bit warmer. It was a bit more pleasant. It was more pleasant in September. Then we were in California for a few days, and then we decided to stay because we're for a conference and stuff. Then we stayed afterwards, went to Vegas for a few days, had my birthday in Vegas. I think this is about 2009, so this is a few years ago. It's about like 9 years ago. So I've enjoyed my time in America, where I have been in Texas, California, and Nevada. So I have been to 3 states officially. Anyway, here am I waffling about my trips to the US. But I know for you guys, it's starting to warm up, coming into towards your summer. You're in your spring. We're at the tail end of our autumn or fall here because we're on the southern side of the earth. Okay, there's some me's. I don't know what the me's are for. Did I say something? I think I'm missing something in chat. I'm just trying to get caught up. Who followed that drama? Pews versus Linity. I think I saw Philip DeFranco talking about that. That's all I've got to base it on is what Philip DeFranco's put out on that. So, Car Galaxy Studio says he's going to Vegas near the end of the month. Have fun in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, is what we always say. I had a great time in Vegas. We didn't do any gambling because we're not, we weren't into that. And we got a free limousine to take us around and show us around. At one point, we had an Elvis impersonator come with us in the limousine to show us Fremont Street. That was pretty cool. And he was getting recognised and people coming up to him and stuff. He's one of the Elvis impersonators. Took us to one of the lady who runs one of the wedding chapels there was the one that lent us or let us use her limousine, which they use for going and picking up people and bringing them to the thing. Because during the week there was not a lot of weddings going on. We actually saw a wedding in one of the little white wedding chapels. We actually sat at the back and watched Elvis marry somebody. So that's pretty cool. They took us upstairs to where they have all the props and costumes, so you can because you can get dressed up and stuff for your wedding. So they have wedding costumes and Elvis costumes and all sorts of stuff. Crazy things like that. We ate at a few of interesting restaurants and went out to Red Rock Canyon outside of Vegas there for a bit of sightseeing, so that was pretty cool as well. Had fun in Vegas. Walked down the strip and walked through various of the hotels and casinos just to check out the opulence, like the Venetian and the I remember the Venetian because it had all the gondolas and the water and stuff, which is crazy. Inside, that's nuts. All the ones on the strip. I can't remember all the names of all the hotels, but all the ones down the strip. Not all of them, but all the ones who were past Treasure Island and people everywhere. People like that. In the evening, there's thousands of people walking down the strip, walking up and down. It's nuts. Cricket says, you and Beanie got to come visit me in the US. Colorado. Oh, I would love to go to Colorado. Are you near Bryan in Colorado? Around Colorado Springs, or are you more Denver? It's nice. Lots of comments there. Commenting. Rodney says, got to go. Catch you later, Rodney. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great week this week, Rodney. Anyway, sharing my travel history with my US Denver, Colorado. I think I know some people that live in Denver or thereabouts. Maybe up around Fort Collins or somewhere, part of Denver. I'm not sure where they live. People I used to know who I think live there now. I think they're pastoring a church or something over there now. They used to live here in Brisbane. So I really don't know. But yeah. All right. Let's see what we can do about channel. I don't know how I want to do channel impressions today. I want to do a couple. I don't want to do too many, but I put it in the title. I put it on the thumbnail. I don't want to be clickbaity. I definitely want to do them, and I will let you know how we're going to do them in just a moment. X-Boy with a bunch of letters and numbers has joined the chat. Welcome, X-Boy. I'm just going to call you X-Boy for short. Bottissima got your full name. X-Boy _ HD44 was 3. I'm just going to call you Xbox Boy. Official now says, pick me, pick me. Red Rocks Amphitheatre in Dinosaur Ridge. I don't know my Denver that well. I just know that it's north of Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs is down, Denver's up a bit more. That's all I know. Like, I know more about, I know like Pikes Peak in Colorado Springs. I know sort of the area where, you know, I know bits and pieces. But I'd love to visit that part of the world one day. Definitely. Xbox Boy says, do I like BMW? I've never driven a BMW. They're probably a pretty good car. I'm not a car enthusiast per se, so, you know, BMWs, it's a car, it does things. There's BMWs on Top Gear and stuff, and the Grand Tour, I see those on there, and they're pretty good. So yeah, BMWs. Would I buy one? Probably not. Xbox Boy says you are I'm assuming that's T-Rex, as in a dinosaur T-Rex. Are you saying I'm old, or are you saying that I'm huge and I have a big mouth with big teeth? Rap's got to go. See you guys next week. Yeah, Rap will catch you next week, whether it's here on my stream or in Nick's stream or somebody's stream. We will catch you later, Rap. Lion's Head. Where's Lion's Head? Is that here? Is that here in Australia, or is that over there somewhere? I have no idea where Lion's Head is, so the answer would be I have not been to Lion's Head. I'd probably know it if I had. Everyone's saying goodbye to. Xbox Boy says, I don't know, I just wanted you to say you're a T-Rex. Okay. Random questions. Australia, I think. Lion's Head. There's probably there's a lot of heads and headlands in Australia, so it's very possible that I probably haven't been there because there's so many of them. But yeah, we're a very, very coastal nation. Most of our population is around the coast, or on the coast. So, because our inland, particularly if you go out west and in the middle part, it's all pretty much arid, bush and desert, varying degrees in between. That large mountain range that's red, I think that's the name of it. We have the Great Dividing Range that runs down the east coast, which is our very sort of, it's like a ridge or range of mountains down the east coast from North Queensland down the east coast down through to like where Melbourne is pretty much. Xbox says, am I the only one that's not blue? Yeah, I've got just the moderators are commenting a lot. That's pretty much, it's just at the moment I think it's just Car and Cricket that are in the moderators are in the house. Roddy's just left, he was a moderator. Beanie was here earlier, he was a moderator. He might still be lurking, I haven't checked. So, yeah. And then see, there's some non-blues. Oh, Uluru, Ayers Rock, which is now known by the Aboriginal name Uluru. Back when I was a kid, we referred to it as Ayers Rock because it was discovered by somebody whose last name was Ayers. So it's called Ayers Rock. But yeah, we call it by the traditional Aboriginal name Uluru, which is out in the centre of Australia, pretty much. In the Northern Territory, it's about a few hundred kilometres west of Alice Springs. So that's a bit of geography for Australia there. Yeah, so it's like a big, it's just like a big rock in the middle of a flat, arid desert, because it's like it's exposed rock basically coming up out of the ground, and it's red because of it's like a sandstone. Yeah, Beanie was here earlier. Car, he was here at the beginning of the stream. He was on his mobile, so he wasn't sort of going to hang around too long. And he wasn't feeling like he could moderate very well from his phone anyway, so he just wanted to stop by and say hi and lurk for a bit. He may still be lurking in the background. Cricket says, my stream setup is so ghetto, it cannot be helped. I'm using what I have. I chicken out a lot. I should, you know, I've got nothing special here. Let me see if I can get this happening here. Let me try this for a second. There we go. Now we're up. I can do this. Here we go. Yes, we have a third camera. It's my iPhone. Basically, I've got my computer set up here. Here we go. Computer, MacBook Air, second monitor with my OBS and stuff. Inception time. Inception. Got my chat there. And then I've got up just above it there. That's that camera that was up high and wide. That's my old iPhone 6 connected in. I've got a light over here. Just using a cut up t-shirt as a diffuser, hanging off a mic stand, and it's just a desk lamp. And then over here I've got a desk lamp that's gaffer taped to another tripod with another sort of round homemade diffuser t-shirt thing. And then of course that's my camera there on a tripod. So yeah, it's ghetto. You can call it ghetto. You could call it ghetto indeed. Car Galaxy Studio says Australia has some amazing coral reefs, yeah, particularly the Great Barrier Reef, which is north of where I am, in the north part of Queensland. It follows the coastline right down from the tip all the way down to more or less just north of Fraser Island, I think. There's a lot of island chains in there, a lot of reef, a lot of shallow bits, a lot of deep bits, but it runs down different distances from the coast all the way down. So that's why it's called a Great Barrier Reef, because it was like a very long section of reef, or multiple reefs sort of in a line together, and it's called a Great Barrier Reef because back in the day the old ships used to have difficulty getting through, finding a way through the reef to get to the to get to land from the main part of the ocean through the reef to get to come in at dock. And so you either had to like come up between the reef and the land, or you had to sort of find a gap through the reef that was deep enough to accommodate your ship. So that's why it was called the Great Barrier Reef, because it ran so long that ships had difficulty finding their way through and around it. And back in those days, ships were made of wood in the early days, and if you hit a reef, you got a hole in your ship pretty quick and you sunk. So yes. Cricket says the next upgrade will be a mic. What's my next upgrade? I haven't really thought of my next upgrade apart from probably when I upgrade my computer, because this computer is a 2012 MacBook Air. I probably want to get an updated either MacBook or like a larger screen 15-inch or an iMac. So that's what I'm tossing up. So that's like on my to-do list as something later. The other thing is for me, which is not to do with live streaming, but an actual proper camera because at the moment I'm either recording videos on a number of cameras, the web camera. If I'm doing it sitting at my desk, I've used my web camera recently. This is my newest purchase. Newest purchase is my iPhone 8 Plus. I just upgraded from the 6. That was my old phone up until a couple of weeks ago. The one that I've got is the second camera there. So this is my newest purchase. This is 8 Plus. It's a product red color. You can see the red sort of where it sticks out a bit there. I've got it in a case, of course. So a better camera, 4K camera. I can do 1080p from the front-facing camera now, which is handy. Whereas the 6S, it would only do 720 front-facing camera and probably sort of 2K-ish on the other camera. I also have used this camera a fair bit, Sony Handycam. Early on I was using this a lot for my 2 camera stuff, but I'm not using this as much these days. It's a little bit grainy at best in comparison. And that rant video I shot in the car the other day was on my action camera. It's a Toshiba, so it's like a GoPro, but it's a Toshiba brand one. I used to do my dash cam stuff with that, but I've got a proper dash cam now, so I don't need that. I don't use it as often. They're cameras that I have used on my channel. So yeah, so my next upgrade is probably, I'm looking at I've been considering proper camera, like a DSLR mirrorless camera, for quite a while. So that's on my to-do list. But I think I'm starting to settle on getting like an actual proper video camera, because I don't do a lot of photography stuff anyway. And photos I take on my iPhone are pretty good anyway, and I'm not a professional photographer. It's not what I'm into. And playing with all the aperture and all that nonsense it always complicates it. And I don't always. You know, I read up on it and then I forget stuff and I don't remember. But video camera, I've been using video cameras since the early 90s. So I'm thinking of spending the same sort of money I'd spend on a reasonable or good sort of mirrorless or DSLR that would be like, you know, some of the ones that do like the 4K or whatever, and get a Panasonic video camera. It does 4K for about $1,000, give or take. That's Australian dollars. It might be a bit less in the US. I can't remember the model number. So I'm sort of settling towards one of the Panasonic proper video cameras, because you can flip out the screen, you can rotate the screen. So it does all the stuff that you want a mirrorless in. Has a mic, mic in, so I can plug a microphone in. But does up to 4K, so it's settled for that. And the thing is, if you've got a video camera, you can plug it into power. You can set up on a tripod. You can record longer form content like conferences and stuff without it cutting off after 30 minutes, like a lot of the DSLR mirrorless cameras do. When you hit record, it's sort of only, you get the 30-minute on recording limits and stuff. You don't get any of that with video cameras. So, that's the other upgrade thing that I'm thinking of to do with my channel. Not so much for live streams, but I guess I could use that camera for a live stream camera as well, with a with a little cam link dongle or something like that. But if I was going to do any of that fancy stuff, I'd want to upgrade my computer as well to something a little bit more beefy than a 5. Hang on, how old is this now? 2012 to 6. It's a 6-year-old. This is a 6-year-old computer, and I do all my YouTube stuff on it. So it's Apple stuff's pretty good. Cricket says you got the 8 Plus. Said, wow, I got the red. Yeah, I got the product red that came out in March or whatever. It came out earlier this year, because I only got this a few weeks ago. So that was one of the ones I had in stock. Mine's I think I didn't get the 256 gig. I got the lower one, which I think is 64. That's plenty for me. I don't have too many apps, and I still have plenty of room for recording stuff. And then once I've recorded stuff, I take it off anyway. Car Galaxy, you be the man. Car Galaxy Studios taking me ISO, aperture, shutter speed, the triangular photography. like we do some of that in video, but they don't have the same terminology because it's more or less you've got, like when I did stuff with old broadcast cameras and stuff, you basically had, you know, an iris control, so you can open and close the iris. So that's a bit like the aperture, I think. You could open it, let more light in, close it, you know, turn it down, so you're adjusting your exposure basically. And then it was all optical zoom based on the lens, and it was more or less it. And then, you know, doing, you know, color balance your camera, and that was all you had to do. Chokin says, I use my GH3 and 2 webcams for my streams. I will get a GX7 Mark II this summer. Nice. Cricket's getting crazy with the makeup. What full video camera would you buy, Doug? It's the Panasonic. Let's see if I've got it bookmarked here. Probably not, because I'm on Chrome. I think I have all my Safari bookmarks coming across. Let me have a quick look. Oh no, it's bookmarked on my work computer. I don't have it bookmarked on. Alright, let's Google it. That's what Google's for. So it'd be like the where are you? Video cameras. I know it was a Panasonic. It was a V something or other, but they all start with V. Don't show me discontinued cameras because that's not good. That one. Video cameras. Ah, the HC VX1 is the one I'm looking at. It's 4K Ultra HD camcorder. Because it's sort of in my price range more than anything else, so that's what I'm looking at. Xbox boy, I'm not here to jump through hoops for you. So yeah, it's the HC VX1. Let me type it in chat. Sonic HC-VX1. On the Australian website, that comes in a recommended retail $9.99, and I think I can pick it up for about just around the $900 mark, maybe just high 800s. VisualStat says he uses Panasonic G7. I've had my eyes on a G7 for such a long time. That was my original go-to. I think I might get the Panasonic G7, and you know, I might still do that. Car Galaxy Studio says the EVA one Sony is good. Yeah, I was sort of tossing up between Panasonic and Sony because for video cameras, they're pretty much the two brands you go with for specific video cameras. Obviously, you get more options for brands with DSLRs and mirrorless. You got your Canon and your Nikon and all those. Yeah, prosumer is sort of up that high end. It's like a 4K. It's in my budget. Otherwise, it'd be like I'd be looking at something like a Panasonic G7 mirrorless, or which are a few years old now. Or is links? Oh, that's just all the G7 links. I don't have everything linked up in here. Or maybe one of the Sonys possibly for mirrorless or DSLRs, like the A600, A6000, or one of those sort of. Yeah, there's cameras coming out all the time, and it's like, oh, what, you know. And my budget is, I don't want to spend more than, you know, I think 1,000 is sort of my limit at the moment for where I'm at, you know, spending on my YouTube stuff. For a camera, I don't want to go too cheap, but I don't want to, you know, go overboard because, you That's where I thought Panasonic G7 might be a good fit for me. Car Galaxy is saying, yeah, Panasonic G85, yeah, A6500, yeah. So all in that realm. So I'm sort of, you know, looking at all that sort of stuff, weighing up all the pros and cons, and you know, my latest thing was, oh, just go video camera. Don't worry about the DSLR or mirrorless. So that's where I'm at. Oh, I just want to change the view. Here we go. Oh my goodness, we've been going for an hour and a half. Is that right? Oh, it's quarter to one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the G7, because I know Rodney has a Panasonic G7. It was one of his first cameras he started with. So I still am. That is still an option in my mind. So I'm, you know, I haven't made a decision either way. Let's go back and have a look at the sub-feed drummer poll before we move on. 50-50. Do you buy into the sub-feed drummer? Currently at 50% for yes, 50% for no, and 0 votes for what drummer. If you haven't voted and you want to vote, then you can type in chat, !, vote, and then the number. Cricket says I'm streaming at midnight EST. That's in like 15 minutes, isn't it? We're going to have to let you go soon if that's the case. I'm just trying to remember my conversions in my head, so I know it must be like, yeah, I think it's in 15 minutes. Yeah, the Panasonic G7 is a few years old now, so it's sort of getting towards its end of life, where they're going to stop selling it soon, I think. But they are still selling it. It is a good entry-level 4K camera. Not that I'm necessarily going to use 4K, but you know, it's good to have that. You know, have a 4K option up your sleeve. Oh, it's another hour. Okay. I'm glad. I just tried to do the math in my head and I couldn't remember which way to go. I know I started a fraction later than usual myself. All right, I'll be well and truly done by then. Well and truly done. I need to do something with this setup because I've got this my camera's over here, my monitor's over here. I spend half my time looking at my screen, looking at my chat. When I might get it when I get a new desk, I'm looking at getting a new desk because the desk I'm on is like a very compact student desk. I might get something that's a little bit wider. I can put stuff on the desk itself. Alright, I think it's time to do it. If you're still here and you're in the chat, let's see how we're going to do this today. I think I have an idea. Might go some old school today. Here we go. If I can find it. I have to fire it up first. Make sure it's working. Or else it will not work. We are loading. And the keyword is, let's put the keyword in there. All right. Cricket says, I need more videos about moderating. Yeah, I've done the two-part series, and they're part of the larger live stream series, which I need to get back to. I've done the one on Super Chat, the one on, and also the one on doing donations without Super Chat. If you don't have Super Chat enabled, or you don't want to use Super Chat, or you want to have people use something other than credit cards like PayPal, and went through the options there. So they're all part of the live stream series. But yeah, the two on moderation. I don't know if I've got anything else to share on moderation at the moment, but if I come up with something, then I'm happy to do more videos in that area. That's something I'm really enthusiastic about. Haven't been moderating live streams too much lately. I've had a bit of a withdrawal. I'm a bit rusty. All right. I want to try it. I want to try it this way. Gonna try it this way. I didn't do it the last time, but we're gonna go back. All right, here we go. It's channel impression time because I want to get a few done before we finish off the stream today. So if you today would like me to give your channel my impressions, we'll look it up, pull it up on the screen. I'll talk about what I see and any thoughts that I might have about your channel, good or bad. Then you can simply type the word grading, Grading, in the chat, and that will register you for the channel impressions. And what we'll do is we'll roll the dice. It will pull a name from the people who have nominated themselves for a channel impression. Nightbot will randomly select the people to be receiving the channel impression. I'm more than happy to receive video ideas from all and sundry. Video ideas are something that a YouTuber is always looking for, particularly if it's in their realm. As I might have mentioned, maybe in my previous stream, maybe I didn't. Not sure. But I've sort of pointed the direction of my channel from just being a general sort of tech, because I didn't really know what I was doing when I started. It's like, well, I want to do something technical, computers, something, whatever. So it's tech. So it's not like just being a tech help channel, like helping with tech wherever possible, which is what I was doing before. It's more focused as helping with tech for content creation. So anything to do with tech around content creation. And that would be, whether it's gear for tech, like, filming on your phone, using a camera. So that's the tech side, your computer, your editing software, apps on your phone, platforms for content to help make content creation, or help with the content of the content creation. Platforms you might be able to post to, like say we're creating a podcast. My recent video on the Anchor app. So if you want to create a podcast on your mobile device and have it syndicated for you without you having to do anything except for make the podcast, and I walked through that on my recent Anchor app, which came out a couple of weeks ago. So check that out if you're interested in simple podcasts. And they even have added a new feature to the app since I made that video. I think earlier this week they came out with the ability to actually upload your own audio file from your mobile device. You could do it from a computer before, but you couldn't do it from a mobile device. They've just added that. So things like that. So the tech around content creation, whether it be physical gear, apps, software, platforms, and any discussion that revolves around content creation, then we're happy to talk about that and help people out with that. I don't know everything, so I'm always encouraging people in the community to share their thoughts as well, encouraging people to come on and give me some ideas and saying, hey, have you thought about doing a video on this? And if I don't know what it is, I might have to go and check it out. if I check something out and I feel confident that I could share or put a tutorial together or promote something, then I'll get in and do that for sure, because that's all what my channel's all about. That's what we're all about. And of course YouTube falls into that, so that's why I still do YouTube things. That's why we're still doing channel impressions, which we're about to start here. Don't forget, as it's on the screen right now, if you'd like me to take a look at your channel, there it is. Type the word grading in the chat right now, and that will qualify you for the next randomly selected channel impression. Big shout out to Kit Slams Art. Welcome to the stream. We'll draw the first channel impression. Nightbot will announce the winner of the channel impression, I guess you could say, in just a moment. Now, these channel impressions are totally free. I don't have super chat. I give these channel impressions just to whoever's in the stream by whatever method we happen to use. Today we're using Nightbot Roulette, which is what I've called it, because I'm using Nightbot and it's randomly selected, so Nightbot Roulette is what we're calling it. So to qualify, type the word grading in the chat. At the moment, I have 2 people in the queue. 2 people in the queue as of when this is being recorded by the camera. Nick should be back in the next any day now. He was transiting back from Armenia. He was in Doha last night, so it just depends on when his flight from Doha back to Thailand was. So he should be back at his locality probably the next 24 hours if he hasn't not already arrived. But yeah, he was transiting through. Yeah, there's two people qualified so far for the channel impressions. So we've got 2 in the queue. 2 in the queue. Just in which order we do them, that's up to Nightbot. We will let that. I'll leave this up for another minute or 2 for people to do the grading. When we get started, of course, we're going to go to full screen and look at that person's channel. And I think, did I miss anything else here? Yeah, he's posted some interesting things on his Instagram, Nick, in regards to his trip. So, you know, pretty good. I was talking about some of that stuff earlier in the stream as well. Yeah, he was a speaker at a conference and then had a 7-day training with young YouTubers in Armenia, like a 7-day workshop. So, yeah, pretty awesome stuff. And if you want to know where Armenia is, you might need to look on a map. It's somewhere north of the Middle East, sort of under Russia, sort of in that Euro-Asia sort of transition area. Somewhere there. 30-Day Reviews is in the house. Welcome, 30-Day Reviews. All right, we're going to get started on the channel impressions in just a second. We've got a couple of people who have officially recorded their intent on receiving a channel impression. If you would like to be one of those people, type the word grading in the chat right now and you will go into the draw to receive such wonderful channel impression. Well, hopefully it's wonderful. All right, 1 second and I shall be right back and we'll get started on those impressions. Hello. Yeah, I haven't had any feedback on my mic there 30-day reviews, so yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know. Maybe I was just drifting away. I'll try and stay close. Once we get in channel reviews, I'll be real focused on the screen, so I'll be pulling right in. Can I bump that up? Can I bump that up? Don't know if that helps. I don't know if that helps. Alright. Let's draw the first one right now. Let's go and click the magic button in Nightbot to draw one of the several people that have registered for a channel impression. Yeah, Cricket will let you go. Get ready for your stream. I'll attempt to be, or I'm expecting to be finished before you start. So once we're done, we'll transition over to Cricket's stream starting in an hour. Doing projects is in the house. I recognise that face on that profile picture. Doing projects is coming on both channels there. Doing projects, and I know why. All right, let's get into it. Let's draw the first one now. We've got about 3 in the queue, so let's get on to the first one. I'm gonna roll the dice. Randomly selected by Nightbot. Randomly selected. It will come up in the chat. First one is Visual Snaps. Alright, I'm just opening up the making sure the site is muted, and we're good to go. Let's get on over to that view. Here we go. Visual Snaps. Visual Snaps, photo and cinema, Mondays and Fridays. Looking at the banner first of all. That's interesting. I've never seen that done before. The border around the banner. That's interesting. I'm interested to see how that looks on mobile now, because obviously that will cut off differently. Not that that's a bad thing. I reckon your image and your text would fit in the mobile. Let me go that. If the YouTube app will open for me, I'll go to my subscriptions, because you're going to be in here. Visual Snaps is down the bottom because it's V for visual. Go to homepage. If it'll ever load up. That's not too bad. On my phone, that's not too bad at all. That's great. Let me show you on. Let's see how I can do this, because I'm interested, because I don't usually look on mobile device. This is something new and different. Let's go to this screen here. Probably because this won't focus, but it fits in there quite well. It's actually cropped the top and bottom a bit as well, so you don't see the banner. So that actually works. So yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go back to that. Just in the chat before we continue with Visual Snaps here. Yeah, and when Nightbot says won the giveaway, it means you've won the first channel impression, of course. So we've got that up there. Okay, doing projects is asking what is Batissimo. Batissimo is just a bot that's on the stream. It's basically running our poll, which today's poll is did you buy into the subfeed drama? You could actually vote with Batissimo in the chat using !vote and then the number 1, 2 or 3. It also runs a behind the scenes leveling up system, so that it sort of records the participation of people in the chat, And as you participate, you sort of get what's called like points or coins. You level up, and then when you level up, you'll get a little message from Batissimo in the chat saying that you've leveled up. And so in the future, we can use that for like prizes or giveaways or something like that to do with participation in the stream, that sort of thing. So it's all very very experimental, because I like to experiment with things on live streams. Okay, let's get back to visual snaps. Now, I've been watching all the visual snaps videos lately, so I'm familiar with the content. So, because it comes up in my, it's been presented well. The thumbnails are fairly presented. Let's look at the home screen first, just because we already read the top. We know it's about photo and cinema Mondays and Fridays. So you've got a schedule there, and we know it's about photo and cinema. You got your popular uploads. You're doing all the best practices already on the homepage. You've got playlists, horizontal form. You've got descriptions on the playlists, which is a head start on most people on YouTube who get these sorts of reviews. Are quite often don't have a complete homepage, don't have descriptions on their playlists. So you've got quite a few good playlists. The thumbnails are very, very good. You can see, okay, let's go. As I like to do, I like to always go to the About page. Yes, yeah, popular channels just auto-generated. BuzzFeed video doesn't seem to be related to your channel. Yeah, I think popular. Yeah, there's different things that come down the side. Yeah, I can see the popular that's displaying here. Let me turn my pen on. You talk about this stuff here. It does seem quite random, so I think this is something that YouTube is promoting, because usually recommended channels is where you actually, as a content creator, can actually choose. Interesting thing, I'll go to my channel after I do visual snaps. I'll show you. I'm actually starting to get the ones that the related channels that YouTube's are saying that I'm related to, and they're matching up quite well, because I've got a list of people I recommend, and some of those people are actually repeated in what YouTube's recommending. So they're starting to figure out what my channel's about and recommending similar content. But anyway, let's get back to visual snaps. Visual Snaps is all about photography, cinematography, and filmmaking. I upload videos on Mondays and Fridays that will teach you how to do these topics better. If you love photography, cinematography, and or filmmaking, or you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out my channel. You may learn something if you enjoy my videos. You can subscribe, and I'm not talking properly, to have my videos magically appear in your subscriptions. Subscription box. It's so easy. That's an interesting way of putting it. I like that. But yeah, I get it. I get a very good gist of what the channel's about. It matches up with what we're already seeing on the banner, so there's no confusion. I like it when there's no confusion. Videos. Okay, we've got very consistent looking thumbnails with the same. You've got the same colors, same fonts getting used. I love that. You're doing some really interesting stuff with the images. I like how the lack of text gives some interesting insights in it, grabbing attention. You've got a DSLR and an iPhone. And then the video is all about B-roll. So it's how to, so you go, okay, it's how to, the thumbnail combined with the title. Oh, my pen, I need my pen. The thumbnail combined with the title gives a fair indication what it's about. So I like it. This next thumbnail is pretty good too. Editing file structure. Succinct amount of words. It's not repeating everything that's in the title, trying to fit that on the thumbnail, because that's a mistake a lot of people make. You've got yourself in that one, which is great. Got yourself in this one. Cinematography hacks. It works with the title. Record better sound, which if I move that, got a picture of a mic with a what are those windsocks called? The cat thingies. There. So yeah, very good looking visuals all the way through the thumbnails, and they're pretty consistent all the way around. Look at those borders. You're taking a lot of care and time with your thumbnails, and the fact that you don't always have to use text. I think you're really on the ball. And and going forward, you just need to be tweaking and improving and sort of coming up with new ways of doing things. I don't think there's anything I can suggest, because I think the thumbnail, you just want to, once you've got something simple and in place, it's good to stick with that theme, because then it keeps everything consistent over all the thumbnails, like your basic branding here. Oop. My pen's gone. Why's my pen gone? All right, let's have a look at the chat there to see what we've got people saying about this so far. Car says, still saying 9 in stream. How many lurkers do we have tonight? Yeah, people always lurk or less active in chat. That's a quite a norm for the channel, or for any channel or any live stream, I should say. Talking about recommended channels. Yeah. Okay. So, talking back and forth about the recommended channels. Right, let's go look at playlists real quick. I think Visual Snaps is a very solid channel for somebody of 34 subscribers. I think you already nailed a lot of things that people, with 10 times the subscribers, in the 300s, like myself, and that. You're nailing some of the stuff that maybe some of those people haven't nailed yet in regards to the presentation of your channel. So you got quite a few playlists there. So you're being very, very strategic in the sense of making sure that every video is in a playlist from the get-go. As long as it's in at least one playlist. Yeah, I just saw some comments about the B-roll video and different things. Looking at the views, considering you only got 34 subscribers, some of the views are pretty good. Like this one here has 197. What you'll see, because you're doing content that's can be classed as evergreen, because it's not topical and it's not relying on an event or what's happening as a trending topic or something like that, because it's information that's always useful for people. Then over time, once it reaches critical mass, it'll start to rank more in search because of volume over time. Like this one here is your best performer, 197 views, which is great. You only got 34 subscribers. So that means people who aren't your subscribers are viewing the videos, which is good. It means they're finding them. Whether or not they subscribe is not such an important thing, because they might be just interested in that one topic and might not be interested in the whole channel as a whole. And yeah, that's up to people to decide if they want to subscribe or not. I know you always give people the opportunity in the video. You encourage them to subscribe, which is fine. So yeah, all looking good. Let's go back. This always does me. Changing the pen is always so slow. So yeah, overall, Visual Snaps visually is on the money. On the money. Let's have one more thing I want to look at. I'm actually going to go into this video. This is the most recent one on B-roll. Oh, you know what? That's not going to work because my TubeBuddy's not coming up. I want my TubeBuddy to come up. Oh, hang on. My TubeBuddy's here. Why haven't I got... Okay, why don't I have all the stuff coming up? No, that's not what I want. Chrome. I just want to look at the stats on the video from TubeBuddy. It's not happening. Anyway, I lost the page. I lost the page altogether. There we go. Visual snaps. Let me go and get back into. Now we were just talking about the beginning of the looking at Visual Snaps channel. We're talking about the list down the side when you go to your home page. I'm just navigating to my channel because I noticed this the other day when I was looking at my channel. Alright, let's go back to the view. Looking at my channel, see down the side I've got recommended there, which are the ones I've put in. Nick Newman, Brian G. Johnson, Think Media. Owen Video, Justin Brown, Primal Video, Creative Fundamentals, DSLR Video Shooter. And then these ones, related channels, I didn't put these in. Roberto Blake, Rodney B. Hunt, and D. Nimmin are the ones that they've related to me thus far. So that's an interesting combination of channels, and I approve of all of them. So that's always good. So that's what YouTube's saying, because I didn't put those in there. I don't make the related channels up. So yes, interesting. Let me go back to a view other than my desktop. I'm just going to see if I can quickly get my TubeBuddy to work. Because I usually use Safari for my YouTube stuff, but when I do streams I use Chrome so I can use the markup pen. So what I'm going to do now is quickly go back to Visual Snaps, and I just want to see if I can look at what I was wanting to look at real quick, and then we'll go on to the next impression. Come on YouTube, thank you. And unfortunately the V for Visual Snaps is right down the bottom and I've got to find it. There it is. And then we wanted to go into that most recent video. No, did I not go into the right video? No, that's the right one. I think my video's doing weird stuff. Let's go to another shot there. Hello. My webcam's getting laggy. I think maybe I'm putting some pressure opening these extra tabs on my Chrome. I think my computer's not liking me having all these Chrome tabs open. Oh dear. Alright. It's not happening for me today. Let's head on down to the next one. Let's roll the dice. Who is next? Dilo Flow is in the house. Miss Frizzle's in the house. Welcome. Welcome for coming in at this point. And next one's coming up right now. Queuing the next one. It should pop up in the chat. There we go. Joking is the next channel to be impressed upon. So your visual snaps, not too much to share with you there. It's all a big thumbs up from me in regards to what you're doing visually on your channel. I want to look at some other things, but it doesn't seem my computer's let me do that right now. So it looks like we're getting some weird delay stuff on the camera. Joker says you didn't enter. And the Nightbot's playing shenanigans. You must have maybe you had the word grading in a sentence or something and it picked that up. All right, I won't give you it. I won't give you a detailed thing, but what I will do is briefly to show everyone your banner, and that's all I'll do. See on the list. Yeah. If you said the word grading maybe in a sentence or something, it's probably picked it up, I'd say. But there, I will give you we'll call it a shout out. Token's channel, mechanical keyboards, builds, guides, dad jokes. So there we go. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, Nightbot said you were in the list, so let's see who's next then. There's one more, but we'll roll the dice for formality. Here we go. This is a channel I think I saw briefly on was it Andrew Cairns' stream the other day. No problem, Visual Snaps. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by and being here for most of the stream. Alright, let's pull up Doing Projects. Brand new channel, everyone. This is a brand new channel, so if you're into doing projects, building, growing, fixing, unregular uploads, I love it, then this is the channel for you. We've got a pretty good looking banner, and obviously Doing Projects is 30-day reviews, of course, is the other channel. So it's not a indication that there's only 7 subscribers. It's just that it's a brand new channel. So if you're into this DIY sort of thing, let's check it out. Let's go to the About page and get a bit more information. Welcome to Doing Projects. This channel was born from 30-day reviews as a place to put project videos and other stuff that does not fit well on my review channel. There you go. There it is. The technological junkie is in the house. Welcome. No problem at all. Joking, no problem at all. It magically enters people for no reason. Let's go back to the main homepage here. Let's go to videos, actually. I'm not expecting too many to be listed here because it's a brand new channel. But we've got four videos that have gone up. Oldest one was a day ago. So this is literally what we call a brand new channel. So yeah, big thumbs up. What we can see is a video on covering garden beds with plastic, canoe IGO template, cutting out the IGO canoe frames, and starting seeds in a mini greenhouse. So we've got a bit of garden action, a bit of DIY, very very hands-on stuff. So yeah. Very simple. Looks like you haven't found a particular goal for the branding of the thumbnails yet, but that's, you know, this early in the channel, you're sort of still trying to nut those things out. It's like, what's going to look best? How far do I want to go with that? How far you know, how far do I, you know, is this channel going to be? Is this something I want to promote heavily, or is this more of a like a side channel to my main channel? You know, there's all those things to consider. And let's have a look at playlists. There's probably not much in there. 2 and 2, yeah, the IGO canoe IGOs were together. That makes sense. And the 2 gardening ones in the garden, sorted logically, definitely. And then so you've put straight into the playlist, canoe IGO at the top. You've done the 2 playlists and not worried about an upload list there. You've taken the upload list off. That's interesting. And it's because you're a brand new channel, it's giving you an interesting list of popular channels there. It's just a random list of channels. H3 podcast highlights, Britain's Got Talent. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. Not that we're looking at that. So yeah, visually banner. I'm happy with the banner. It looks like that banner you've changed something slightly with some of the wording after Andrew's stream the other day. So I can see that change. But yeah, I already like the banner. I really like the font. The font's good for me personally. I relate to the font because it fits. That type of font fits the theme of doing DIY and doing projects and stuff. It's just that sort of industrial sort of font. So I really like that. Not too much to say. Very early on, 4 videos. And I'm sure as you add more videos to that, then we can come back and look at that and see how that's progressing. Because I think, yeah, also all that stuff that doesn't really fit to your 30-day review theme, for sure. I like it. Yeah. This is really my mess around channel. So it's not something you're going to be pushing heavily. We're just going to put stuff out there and see what happens. For sure. So, you know, I'm not gonna give you any grief on any thumbnails and stuff yet. But you know, visually the thumbnails have got, you know, got the image they communicate. Like the greenhouse one's interesting. You're holding the product that you're talking about for the plastic of the garden beds. That looks interesting. You've got the cutout for the templates, of course. What you're talking about. And your face is in all of them, so that's your branding. So that's, you know, the basics are there. Oh, the picture, that's the picture on the banner, I think you mean. I think, yeah. That sounds fumbling with tools. I'll check that out once you've got that up. So that, I'm interested to see how that looks. That's pretty good. Lovely. Let's get back to a camera. So that's doing projects, a side hustle channel for 30-day reviews that we just checked out. Let's have a look in Nightbot. Oh, we've got a couple more latecomers for the channel grading, so let's jump right into those because there's a couple more there. Let's see who's going to be next. Click in the bottom, and it's going to be announced in the chat just any second now. Kit Slams Art has won the giveaway, aka the channel impression. I'll get that opened up. We'll get that opened up and we'll be ready to go in just a second. I'll have a quick scan of the chat. Yeah, it's good. It's good to check out like people's channel, second channels and stuff to see, you know, what's different, if there's any similarities, or you know, have they kept like a similar branding setup and done something different, and different things like that. Like I've got a second channel, which is like this channel here that I'm on. I have like a blue theme, as you see, my banner and my thumbnails, and even like the shirt that I wear, and the ticker here. This video is lagging terribly for some reason. I think there's all these Google Chrome tabs. But let's go over to Chrome, Kitslam's Art. Let's get over there and have a look. Kitslam's Art every Sunday. There is no doubt that Kitslam's Art is to do with art. This is an art channel for sure. I have no doubt. I see the pencils. I see some of the things that you've done drawings of. There's M&Ms and Oreos and Rubik's Cubes and Angry Birds and Lego and Pokemon and Darth Vader. So we've got a bit of everything. 4,600 subs, 4.6k, as they say. I'm going to go to the About page first, because that's what I like to do. And the only other person in queue at the moment for a channel grading is Technological Junkie. You'll be up next because you're the only one left. Unless someone else jumps in there, then we'll roll the dice again. But, you know, we usually get to everybody here. Art with Kitslam. Join me each week for fun and creative art content. Art challenges, drawings, and cartoons. Art with Oreos, crayons, Rubik's Cubes, paper collage, salt art, and a whole lot more. So there we go. Very clear. This is an art channel. I have no doubt. And we've got very specific art, specifically looking at certain intellectual properties is what I'm looking for. Much like Beanie Draws is one of the mods here. He's like all focused on dinosaurs. So that's like his. It's not just art, it's dinosaurs, dinosaur art. Here we've got Kitslam's Art is all about art around these particular different types of intellectual properties. So let's have a look at the recent videos here. We've got some salt art, which it looks like it's got some Spider-Man, Avengers theme. So we've got some sort of current theme with Infinity War being out for the last month or so now. Must be coming up to 4 weeks, I'd say. We've got, so you can see very clearly that the thumbnails are all pretty consistent in regards to the layout. We've got any text describing the thumbnail, describing the video. If my pen would work, thank you. So in all these you've got consistent font, consistent text, and you're using you've got like a face of somebody, so you've got like Thanos there, you got Sonic there, so that's your face. It's not your face, but it's the face that you're putting on the thumbnail, the face that grabs attention. And then you've got different themes here. So you've got a series on Rubik's. In several places, you've got your M&M. So the M&Ms, it's doing like some mosaic using coloured M&Ms. That's interesting. Then you've got your Oreo carving. That's interesting too, carving characters and stuff out of Oreos. That's interesting. And then you got your crayon carvings. I have seen your channel on Nick's streams before, and I haven't had a super close look myself. So this is really interesting stuff. YouTube button art, crayon carving. So you got different series: crayon carving, the M&M mosaics. This is really interesting stuff, really unique stuff that, you know, I don't think too many people would be out there doing that. I wouldn't expect, not that I'm in that looking at that art genre that often, but that is really unique stuff. And we've got whiteboard art too. So you've got quite a lot, you know, very consistently putting out videos in any case. Let's have a look at the, turn the pen off. Come on. Oh dear. The pen button's not working. I can't turn the pen off, which means I can't navigate. Oh, come on. Alright. Just going to close the tab, see if that helps. Come on. Oh dear. Technical difficulties. That's the word I'm looking for. I'll see if I can get this. Oh, now as soon as I go off the screen, it's working. So let's close that. Okay, we'll go back to Chrome now. I just had to click away. Maybe that was it. Okay, because I want to navigate the playlist. Let's navigate the playlist right now here on Kit Slam's art. Is that loading? No, it's not loading. Click again. There we go. Waiting for it to load. Okay, so yeah, we've got some series based on content like Stormtroopers, Batman, Batman speed art, Pokemon artwork, and you've got 100 plus more. You got a lot of playlists. Wow. And so the playlist, and I can see you've based playlists on the themes of the characters. So you've got your various types of artwork. So your Batman, Star Wars, even down to the characters like Boba Fett. You got your Rubik's Cube, and it looks like you've also, I would expect you also go the other way and have series based on the type of art, like the saltwork art, the mosaics. I'm assuming. I'm just scrolling down to see if that's the case. But yeah, you got oodles of playlists. There's so many of this. It's just taking me a while to scroll. Yeah, playlists everywhere. I think at this point, I'm going to go back to the home page. Playlists everywhere. This is amazing stuff. This is like top. This is a top-notch channel visually, which you'd expect from an art channel. You'd expect that from an art channel. So, okay, here we go. I just want to look at what playlist you're currently featuring on your homepage. All right, here we go. Well, a couple of series that are like a welcome series. That's an interesting way of doing things. So you got like a playlist of playlists, or a list of playlists that are suggested here. Art challenge, colored pencil art playlist, your salt art playlist, yeah. The Rubik's art. So yeah, these are the ones that are sorted by the type of art that they are. So that's great. Crayon carving, Oreo art, whiteboard art, M&M art, and then your uploads are down the bottom. Yeah, you got the whole playlist and everything buttoned down pretty much. Let me just go back for a second. Yeah, descriptions are there too. They're just fairly short descriptions. Don't feel necessarily like you need to go long on the playlist, but at the same time, don't go too short on the playlist descriptions, because those descriptions will help with search, as long as they make sense. So yes, Kit Slams are very, very good. Nothing too much I can suggest, because your playlists are like so thorough. They're like, you know, that's a great example of what you should be doing. Anybody should be doing, like playlists in both directions, because you've got your types of art, which is one direction, then you got all your different characters and genres and intellectual properties, which is the other direction. So you've got a whole bunch of you know, Star Wars stuff in one direction, and in the other direction there's a lot of Oreo carvings or M&M mosaics, So you got playlists that go in both directions and they cross over. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. All right. So that's Kit Slam's art. So I don't have too much to say. I'm having a lot of like good suggestions for people because all these channels I'm looking at today are really buttoned down a fair way already. Just looking at Nightbot now to see who we've got left. There's actually 2 left. There's 2 left. Technological Junkie. There's you and one other. Someone's jumped in along the way. All right, let's do another one. Let's get these done. Let's rock these out. And the next one's coming up now in the chat. 30-day reviews has got it. Sorry, Technological Junkie, but you're next, I'm sure. Unless someone jumps in, you're next. Someone else is going to jump in now. I've said that. All right, I'm just opening up 30-day reviews. We'll give 30-day reviews a quick look, and then we'll get to Technological Junkie. Here we go. All right, to the view, 30-day reviews. The page is still loading, so 30-day reviews hit that 1K subscriber mark a little while back, earlier this month, I believe. So congratulations on hitting 1,000 subscribers. We're 1,055 right now, looking at my screen. So that's pretty good, pretty good. 30-day reviews, beyond unboxing, grooming, tools, tech, and more. Friday uploads. And I've looked at 30-day reviews on the stream before. I think it might have been the last stream I was in. Was it the last stream? The Nick Nimmin, before Nick Nimmin live about 3 weeks ago. I think that was the last time I looked at your channel. It was pretty recent. I'm going to go to the About page real quick. I don't know what else it would have changed on here. I'll have to try and remember. Let's see how we go. Welcome here at 30-day reviews. We go beyond unboxings, using the products we review for at least 30 days. While you may ask, many products take a bit of time to allow to show their positive features as well as their faults. We got tired of wanting to know how products held up over time, and unboxings just won't do that. Well, that's right. That's what I really like. I like the concept for sure. So 30 days gives you enough time to really road test a product. And that's a fair comment, and I think that's a great thing that people, you know, will come along and if you can see me in the screen down in the corner there, you go, oh, I got my shiny new iPhone, here's the box, and you know, how many times have you seen an iPhone get unboxed? And, oh, look, there's the box. Everybody's seen, you know, all the iPhones, every iPhone is set up the same. It's like, you know, an unboxing is an unboxing, but yeah, a really good review. I just saw the comment. You can skip mine. Entered. Yeah, I know. I already did yours last week, so I'll just give you the quick shout out. Let's look at the things that you've done the last week, which are these upload videos here. Oh, an update video. I haven't checked that one out yet. Oh, only 8 hours ago. That's why. And the usual. I've got some shaving gel. Covering garden beds. You got that on that channel as well. Oh, that's interesting. And how to trim a moustache. Is that the exact same video, or is that like a video in a different format? The covering garden beds, because I know that was on your other channel. I'm interested to know about that. But anyway, besides that, 30-day reviews. So if you haven't already, you can go over and subscribe to 30-day reviews. If you're into that sort of thing, there's a lot of grooming information there, particularly tools, tech, and more. All right. I wonder if there's anyone left. Technological junkies in the house and ready to rock and roll. It's the same video. Ah. Wonder how YouTube will go with that, having the same video on 2 channels in regards to content ID matching. I'm not sure how that all works, but yeah, something to think about. Alright, this channel's loading up right now. Technological Junkie. I saw this banner on Nick's Discord, I think, in the channel art feedback channel thing. It'd be good if I pulled it up. There we go. Alright. Let's look at Technological Junkie. Tech reviews, tips, tutorials. Now, it's a lot of black, white, and grey in there, which is fine. Technological Junkie. The font's interesting. I can mostly read the main font. The tech reviews, tips, tutorials. Hopefully that's looking okay on a mobile device. Just the gradient from the white to the black, from the top to the bottom. You've got a bit of a white stroke around the outside. It sort of loses it a little bit, but at the same time I can still read it on my screen here. Okay, Car's got to go. Catch you later, Car. Thanks for dropping by. We are going to finish up soon. We've been going for 2.5 hours and we need to rock and roll. Don't forget, cricket is going live in 15 minutes, so I want to be done so I can hand off to cricket. You can go to cricket's channel and watch her live stream starting on the hour in about 15 minutes. So we're going to get done and be done and dusted by then. But let's get back to Technological Junkie. I'm going to load up your about page. The Wombat Says is in the house. Batissimo picked that up before I did. Welcome, The Wombat Says. We will. There's an interesting question in the chat. I'm just going to do before we will come back to Technological Junkie in just a second. It says, Wombat Says, if you do a collab, does one person mirror it? I mean, to post on their own channel. Usually with a collab, what you do is you do 2 videos. Now you can do it in various amounts of ways. You can like do 2 videos and one hosts one hosts the other. So you hand one video off to the other as a technique to push views from one to the other. You can both be involved in the creation of the channel. Now you can either have that person come on your channel and teach something, and then you do the same. So it's like a reciprocation. You can do it that way, like Brian G. Johnson, Nick Nimmin would do on occasion. Or you can have where you're both working on both videos and both providing content and value in both videos, and they're somehow related, like I don't know. And it would depend on how your channels relate too. If you both particular type of channel, there's different ways you can do it, but you wouldn't strictly host the same video on both channels, because that causes issues with content ID, and plus you're splitting viewers over the one video, whereas what you want to do is push viewers to both videos so you both get views. Because if somebody's watching on one channel, they're not going to go to the other channel and watch the same thing. So the idea is to have 2 videos created that you're both involved with somehow, and then you use cards and visual cues to say, once you watch this video, go watch the other video on the other channel, and that would be the way to do it. Anyway, let's get back to the Technological Junkie. And he says, I see the comment, by the way, I'm changing the About page up a bit tomorrow, so it will be a bit more informative. Currently, it's talking about, yeah, guys, it's Josh Phillips SR. Welcome to my channel. I'm a 30-year-old content creator. Love interacting with subscribers. Yeah, there's a lot of talking about you before it gets to what your channel's about. So let's move what the channel's about to the top, and then you can talk about who you are, what you're about, like in the second paragraph or something. But always get that first 150, 160 characters, or the first paragraph definitely exactly nailing what your channel is. So yeah, for sure, when you fix that up tomorrow, aim to move that channel information, what the channel's about, to the top of the About page. Let's get to the video tab right now. Beautiful. The Wombat says, I work together with people, but we're in different states. Yeah, well, that's like Brian G. Johnson, Nick Nimmin. Like Brian G. Johnson's in Colorado, Nick Nimmin's in Thailand. The opposite parts of the earth. Because what you do is you record your part, you send it to the other person, and they edit it into their video. It's tricky if you want to do something where you're both on camera at the same time, so you have to be in the same physical location. You can do that. That's another option for a collab as well, if you can be in the same place at the same time. Like when Vid Summit was on last year, instead of Brian being in Colorado and Nick being in Thailand, they were both in Los Angeles, so they could do a collab together, talking about the same subject to camera at the same time, sitting side by side. So then you get all those different things. So there's different ways of doing collabs. So you don't have to be together to do a collab. Okay, this screen has loaded up here. Technological Junkie, most recent videos a week ago. The Rode Video Micro. Okay, let's attempt to use the pen again. You've definitely got a theme. You got the white border. You got the black banner at the top with this red banner at the top. Sorry, with the black writing. You're consistent on your font. You're bringing this circle in on a few occasions, which is fine. Just part of your branding if you do it consistently. You've put yourself in these last few videos here. It's like you're. Yeah, feel free to bring yourself in closer, so it's closer up on your face rather than showing. You don't really need that unless the pose is part of the thing. You can still scale it in so your arms are in shot, but a close up of the face is always good. And I'd say that's optional for someone who's 13 years old, because for kids putting themselves out there, that can be good and bad. It depends on how your parents feel about that as well, if they're happy with that or they don't want you to be recognisable necessarily. Obviously, if you're in your videos anyway, that's probably a bit of a moot point. I can see, you've applied these thumbnail strategy to the last group of videos, except for this one here, which looks like it's just a shot from the video. These are all definitely a big improvement from the random thumbnails you had earlier. I think we've looked at your channel probably before. You are starting to nail a better thumbnail strategy, so just keep working in that direction. That's really good. And playlists. We've just got one called Tutorials with 6 videos. We've got Tech Reviews, has 2 videos. Channel Review, Channel Trailer. Probably don't need, and How to Play Clash Royale. So obviously these first 2 are probably your main content. Look at your back to the home page real quick. Just want to see how the playlists are presented. You got your uploads listed horizontal, uploads and popular uploads. You can actually rename popular uploads so it doesn't confuse people. You can maybe call it maybe just popular, because I think having the word uploads and popular uploads, that can confuse people. So I can remove the word uploads, maybe call it popular videos. And these playlists here, instead of having that, just create a playlist, get your tutorial one and just make that a horizontal playlist by itself, and then do the same with your tech reviews. Just put those 2 in, and then that's it, because at the moment that's all you got. Once you get more playlists that have at least 2 to 3 videos in, then add them to the home page as well. But yeah, instead of having them to have to go in to find out what's in these 6 tutorial videos, let's list them horizontally so you can see the first 3 videos in the playlist, and then you'll also be able to see the description of the playlist instead of just seeing the title Tutorials. So that would be my suggestion there for the homepage for playlists. But otherwise, that's good. Let's have a look at other channels to sub to. These are the ones you're recommending, and related channels. It's relating you to Sweet and Spicy Girl, Nick Nimmin, D Nimmin, Unbox It, Tom Nash, and Crypto Cruising. bit of an eclectic mix, but hey, that's cool. And you currently got 67 subscribers, so if you're into the tech reviews, tips, tutorials, like I'm in your genre, I do tech stuff as well, of course. So, you know, I've talked about some gear, and I'll be doing some more gear stuff in the future, apps and stuff, different things like that. So I'm in the same niche genre as Technological Junkie here, so that's real good stuff. Whoop. Went to the wrong screen there. All right, let's get back to the chat real quick and see where we're up to. Rebranding. Ranjit, welcome to the stream. Ranjit says, hi bro, do you play Clash of Clans? If you're talking to me, no, I do not play Clash of Clans. I'm not a big gamer. The only game I play on any sort of regular basis, and up until yesterday I hadn't played for months, was Minecraft. So I'm not a big gamer. I don't even play console games that much. Don't even have the Xbox set up on the TV. It's in the back room somewhere. I have an Apple TV with a couple of games on it, but I don't even play those that often. So I'm not a big gamer. I do watch some gaming channels, and I do like Minecraft and some of those games, but I don't play games on. I used to play games on my phone. I used to play Heyday, stuff like that. I think I looked at some of the early. I think I did look at Clash of Clans early on the phone when it first came out, but I don't have time for games. Unless your channel's about games, you don't really have, when you're doing YouTube and you've got the hustle and you work full time, you don't have time for games, so you don't play a lot. But yesterday I had a down day and just played Minecraft. It was fun, and I might play some more later. So yeah, I think that's all for channel impressions. We're closing that off. As I said, cricket's going live in about 5 minutes, so we don't want to do any more. Give anybody any longer than necessary. We've been here for 2 hours and 44 minutes, so we're going to wrap this up in just a few. So if you have any last minute comments to make them in the chat right now. If you thought there was some value here on the stream today, make sure that if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and check the bell so you get notified when I go live on the live stream, so you can be here at the start. Or, you know, when I post a video, you get notified, so you can check that out as well. I don't have a thing for that, do I? I'll drop this one. If you thought there's value and you want to support the channel, then you can use the Streamlabs link there. Yeah, before I go off, I'm gonna look for that link for Cricket's stream real quick. That's a great idea, 30-day reviews. And I will see if I can post that into the chat real quick. We'll get that ready to go. Any last minute questions, whack them in the chat right now while I'm searching for this stream. I'll find YouTube, and I want to pass on to Cricket for sure. She's going to be here in my subscriber feed somewhere. There's the channel. Let's see if I can find her. I'll give you the link to the channel. I don't see a link for the live stream yet. So I'll give you the link to the channel. If I can copy and paste it. So should be going live shortly on this channel, I believe. That should get you to her channel, and when she goes live, hopefully that will show up there. And I might lurk in the chat there and check it out, because I normally miss Cricket's streams. Sometimes she streams at hours when I'm not around to check it out, so I'll be dropping by there. Let's see if everything's still working. No, that camera's frozen up, hasn't it? It's frozen up and waving. Nothing's happening. All right. Final vote on the poll. It's 3-3. It's a draw between yes and no for the sub-free drummer. That was a couple of hours ago now, so let's we'll put that one to bed. We'll close the poll. Let me go back to this one, and let me thank you all so much for joining in the stream. For those that are here for the whole thing, those who are here for the last few minutes, those who are here since the middle, thanks for popping by. I didn't know how to go on a Saturday night instead of a Friday night. I thought I'd give it a try since I was busy yesterday. I really wanted to go live because I hadn't been live for a few weeks. So thank you again for joining. This is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I'll catch you in the next one.